This is what it was like. We made the invisible visible. We could see atoms, not only see them, manipulate them, move them around. We were so powerful. Our instruments, they felt like extensions of our own bodies. We could see everything, really see it, except sometimes what is right in front of us. When I was a child, I used to draw shapes overlapping like endless Venn diagrams. And my parents said, "Rosalind, maybe you should draw people? Don't you want to draw our family, our little dog?" I didn't. I drew patterns of the tiniest repeating structures. In my mind were patterns of the tiniest repeating structures.
It was a particularly cold winter in London, January 1951.
And when I first got to use my father's camera, I went outside and I found 4 leaves. I arranged them carefully on the curb, but the photograph I took was not of leaves. You see, nothing is ever just one thing. This was the world, a map of rivers and mountain ranges in endless repetition. And when I told my father I wanted to become a scientist, he said, "Ah, I see." Then he said no.
And at the same time in Paris...
Not again, Wilkins. Really?
In Paris, Rosalind Franklin was saying her goodbyes.
Oh, vous me flattez plus que je ne mérite, but I do appreciate it. I will so miss you all and all the work we've done here together. Never have I encountered such fastidiousness coupled with such, yes, I'll say it, joy. I will miss it. And the bread and the wine and, my God, the cheese. But mostly, I will miss you.
She didn't want to leave the laboratoire center, but she just wanted a job in King's College London. And one didn't turn out a job at King's, especially since there was a chance she'd get to work in the field of genetics.
A field in which the possibilities were, well, they were endless, in which the promise of personal and professional fulfillment was tangible.
What are you doing here?
So she wrote a polite letter to Dr. Wilkins for the instrument she required.
I require an X-ray generating tube and a camera specially made so that the temperature inside it can be carefully controlled. Otherwise, the solution will change during its exposure, and Dr. Wilkins, you know as well as I do, that just won't do. Finally, if at all possible, I'd like to know when this order will be placed so that, if need be, I can request a few minor modifications. Yours sincerely, Dr. Rosalind Franklin.
Dear Miss Franklin, you are ever so cordial. But I must warn you, we at King's are very serious. So serious, in fact, and intend on being at the cutting edge, as they say, that we will be moving your research into another area entirely.
I beg your pardon?
Yes. Instead of proteins, you will be working on deciphering the structure of DNA.
Is that so?
You see, I recently took X-ray photos of a particular sample of DNA that came out remarkably well, showing that it is unmistakably crystalline in shape. Therefore, it now seems evident that King's need to push forward in this endeavor in determining through crystallography, at which you are quite an expert.
Thank you. I am.
Yes, no one will argue with that. At any rate, we need to push forward in determining why is it that the chromosome, the numbers of purines and pyrimidines come in pairs, so that we can then determine how replication
Yes,
works.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I suppose you do. Then I'll lead straight to the point. You will be assisting me in my study of the Signer DNA from Switzerland. Everyone wanted it, and yet somehow Randall got it, that old rogue. I don't know how he did it.
I don't think I heard you right.
You did! We had the Signer star.
But
Quite a coup, really, when you think about it.
Yes, but did you say I'd be assisting you?
Yes, and my doctoral student, Ray Gosling, will assist you.
Hello.
But Randall told me I'd be heading up the study, that I'd be in charge of my own work here. Surely there's some misunderstanding.
No misunderstanding. Circumstances change. You see, we now feel that if we discover this structure, we would discover the way the world works, Miss Franklin, what some are calling the secret of life. Can you imagine that?
Dr. Wilkins, I will not be anyone's assistant.
What was that?
I don't like others to analyze my data, my work. I work best when I work alone. Now, if for whatever reason I am forced into a different situation, I should feel that I came here under false pretenses.
I see. Then perhaps we could think of our work together as a kind of partnership. Surely that will suit you.
I don't suppose it matters whether or not it suits me, does it?
Well, that went well.
See? She was meant to be Wilkins' assistant, and therein laid the problem. She misunderstood the terms. And after that, the rest was inevitable. The race lost right there, in a single moment.
No, nothing is inevitable.
She would have never left Paris to be someone's subordinate. She was quite clear to me about that.
Well, that's not what we heard.
Oh, you heard what you wanted to hear. One of those specialities of human nature.
Is it really absolutely necessary that you be here to?
To witness to your transgression? Yeah, I think it's necessary.
And what transgressions might that be? Pray tell. I have nothing to apologize for.
No, nothing.
Anyway, we began in a laboratory further underground than the air raid shelters built under the underground a few years earlier. Or so it felt like.
Could it be any gloomier here? As your partner, I might entreat you to find us a more hospitable working environment.
Ah, labs are more nicely appointed in Paris then.
There's no comparison.
You know, not all of us felt we should leave England when the country needed us most.
Thank you, Dr. Wilkins, for your patriotic spirit. I can assure you, however, that I was doing much more for British society after the war by working on coal molecules in France than I would have been had I been in London, eating rationed food and parking my car on a site cleared by a bomb that used to be someone's home.
I was only joking. Really?
It's true. He's quite the jokester.
And aren't you the same Wilkins who worked on the Manhattan Project in California during the war?
For a few months' time, yes.
So maybe you're aware of the fact that not a single female scientist from Britain was given a research position during wartime.
Is that so?
I'll have you know that nuclear force is not something of which I approve.
Then I suppose it's good no one asked you to work on it.
I beg your pardon.
At any rate, you lot never do seem to approve of it.
I'm not sure I understand what you're driving at.
Oh, no.
All I meant was the irony of
What I...
just that people work hard to come up with these ways to, well, save the Jews. And then all you hear back from them is how they don't approve. It feels a little...
Yes, you're absolutely right that the Jews should be in a more grateful state of mind these days.
All right, Rosie.
My name is Rosalind, but you can call me Miss Franklin. Everyone else does.
Fine.
Of course, I'd prefer Dr. Franklin, but that doesn't seem to be done here, does it, Mr. Franklin?
Dr. Franklin.
Dr. Wilkins? I don't joke. I take my work seriously, as I trust you do too.
Of course I do.
Well, how do you like that? It's nearly 2 already.
No need for constant updates on the time, Gosling. There's a clock right there that we can see perfectly well.
No, I was just saying, suggesting that perhaps we might take our lunch.
Yes, we've been having so much fun that the time has really flown, hasn't it, Dr. Wilkins?
Has it?
So, where should we go? I'm famished, actually. Dr. Wilkins?
Huh? I would love to have lunch, but
But what?
I eat in the senior common room.
That's where we'll go then.
That's the thing.
What's the thing?
It's for men only.
Is that so?
It is.
Well, go to it then.
If you're sure.
Absolutely.
All right then.
The next was, well, it wasn't what you traditionally think of as fun.
It's absurd, isn't it? Archaic!
What is?
Well, this business of the senior common room, of course.
I suppose, but you can't worry about it.
I can worry over whatever I choose to worry over, Mr. Gosling.
It's not like biophysicists have such great conversation at meals anyway. They tend just to talk about the work. They never take a break.
But those are precisely the conversations I need to have. Scientists make discoveries over lunch.
If you say so.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What's he like? Wilkins. You worked with him for a few years, haven't you?
And now they move me along to you. The conveyor belt chugs along. But doctoral students are good people to work with. We are like liquids. We take the shape of a vessel into which we are poured.
What do you mean by that?
It means that you don't have to worry about a thing. My allegiance will be to you. You're my advisor now.
Well, good. I would have expected as much.
Okay, so Wilkins is fine. Between you and me, he's a bit of a stiff. But I'm sure you two will get along. He's easy to get along with. And he works hard. You know, no wife to go home to, no children. He devotes himself completely.
So do I.
And what does Mr. Franklin have to say about that?
There is no Mr. Franklin. Unless, of course, you're referring to my father.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to offend. I just want...
And how was your lunch, Dr. Wilkins?
Just fine. Thanks for asking.
I'm glad, that on my first day here, You didn't take a break from your daily routine to accompany me somewhere I was permitted to dine.
Miss Franklin, let me be clear about something. I was looking forward to your arrival here.
Oh, he truly was.
That's enough, Gosling.
Oh, but you talked about it all the time. How her chemistry and your theory would be a perfect marriage of...
My chemistry and your theory? Are you suggesting I don't have theory, Dr. Wilkins?
Of course not.
Good.
He was just fantasizing about a life free of all the menial tasks associated with biochemistry.
Gosling?
Menial.
No. And all I want to say is that I don't like that things have got off to a rocky start. I'd like to begin again.
All right.
All right?
I'm Dr. Rosalind Franklin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
I've heard so much about you.
And are you?
Hi, I'm Ray Gosling. I'll be a doctorate student.
Unnecessary, Gosling.
Yes, Wesley. We've already met.
May I ask you, Miss Franklin, what you're most looking forward to here at King's?
I think, Dr. Wilkins, I'm looking forward to dispensing with these games, at which point I can begin taking photographs of crystals of DNA. It wasn't what I came here to do, but if we want to discover the secret of life, as you put it, I'll do with the cameras I choose from what's here and the sample from the Cygnus stock. You can use whatever's left and come and introduce yourself to me whenever you'd like.
I see.
Did it really happen that way? Were you quite sorry?
I wasn't anything. I was perfectly fine. A bit of a stiff, perhaps, but otherwise...
Oh, you heard about that bit?
Yes, I heard that bit.
Well, I don't think you're bad. You're not at all. But all right. You can be quite stiff if you don't mind my saying.
Why ever would I mind?
Good morning, Dr. Wilkins.
Good morning, Miss Franklin.
Did you have a nice weekend?
It was fine, I suppose. What was yours?
Fine.
Did you do anything interesting?
Oh yes, I went to a matinee of The Winter's Tale at the Phoenix. Peter Brook directed it.
Oh, that's funny.
Why is that funny?
I almost went to see this very same performance. I was in the vicinity walking and I passed the Phoenix and I very nearly went in.
It was sold out?
No, I never got that far.
Then where's the coincidence?
It's just that our paths so nearly crossed. Was it any good?
Oh yes, very.
The great difference, between the Winter's Tale and the story on which it is based, understood, is that in Shakespeare's version, the heroine survives.
John Hughes played the Infant. He really was very good, very lifelike, very good. When Hermione died, even though it was his fault, I felt for him. I truly did.
And who played Hermione?
Oh, I don't remember. She didn't stand out much, I suppose.
My favorite part, is Antigonus's dream.
Why?
Because even though Hermione tells him to name her child Perdita, which of course means lost, she's instructing him to save her, to find her. Naming her lets her live. Come, poor babe, I've heard but not believed.
The spirits of the dead may walk again.
Did they do that bit well?
Yes.
It can really take you away with it, don't you think? When it's done well, if you forget yourself a little, your regrets.
Yes. I suppose it can.
My grandfather committed a great number of Shakespeare's plays to memory.
As did my father.
Really?
Yes.
In their entirety?
Oh, well, the good ones.
It's so damn impressive. I've always wished I could do the same.
Then why don't you?
Oh, I don't know. Laziness?
Laziness.
Haven't you heard of it?
I don't believe in it.
No, I suppose not.
I'll leave you to it then.
But what are you planning to work this morning?
I'll be trying to get an image of the DNA that isn't destroyed by the lack of humidity in the camera.
I suppose we need to fix that problem, don't we?
Yes, I suppose we do.
Dear Dr. Franklin,
Don Casper was a doctoral student in biophysics at Yale. Unlike me, he was actually pretty close in getting his PhD. Not that I was far off. Okay, I was. I don't know why it took me so incredibly long to get it. My mother has her theories, but we won't get into those.
my advisor, Simon Dewhurst, recommended that I contact you since I'm considering doing the final stage of my doctoral research on the chemical makeup of coal molecule. You are, according to him, the world's expert on the subject. I gather you combine the theoretical and applied approach, and this is precisely what I'm hoping to do. So I would be delighted, no, grateful, if you can send me some of your scholarship on coal, X-ray images, and published articles would be most appreciated.
Dear Mr. Casper, thank you for your letter. Published articles are published, and therefore you can access them just as well as I can. It might be possible, however, to send X-ray images so long as you assure me you know how to read them. I would prefer to avoid the misinterpretations of my work cropping up all over New Haven. You see, I would like to maintain the reputation your Dr. Dewhurst so kindly attributes to me.
Dear Dr. Franklin, I never received the images in the mail, even though I assured you I understood how to read them. Could you please resend? It's been over a month and I'm anxious to finalize this section of my dissertation. Dear Dr. Franklin, I'm so sorry to write again. I still haven't received the images. I'm afraid I've become a pest. Please forgive me. It would kill me to think you might think badly of me as I'm such an admirer of your work.
Dear Mr. Casper, I trust you have now received the images?
Dear Dr. Franklin, I have indeed received the images and I can't thank you enough. They have opened up for me. I mean, you have opened up for me a whole new. What I mean is, I've never seen anything like them. I could stare at them for hours and they still wouldn't reveal all their secrets. Not that that means I can't read them. I can read them. It just means they're beautiful. These shapes within shapes, shapes overlapping, shapes that mean more than what they seem at the first glance, but are also beautiful simply for what they are. I think one sees something new each time one looks at truly beautiful things.
Thank you, Mr. Casper. I am pleased you received the images.
One sees something new each time one looks at truly beautiful things.
Yeah, I think so. And so did she.
Sometimes she would get away from the lab. I'd arrive in the morning and no one would be there.
Well, I was there.
And then the telephone would ring.
I'm in Switzerland. Switzerland, I said.
What? I can't hear you.
I told you I was going hiking this weekend. I'm just going to stay an extra day.
Fine.
Can you hear me?
She would disappear sometimes. One day here and then gone.
Like a restless ghost.
Oh, it's beautiful here, Gosling. You should have smelled the air at the summit. It was...
You have to speak up. I just can't hear.
Oh, my head. It feels clear for the first time in ages, and I've been doing some really wonderful thinking. I believe I've worked out how to fix the camera. Oh, and the Alps, they seem larger and yet somehow less overwhelming than they have in the past. As though their vastness was made for me. As though the more of something there is to climb, the further I get to go. Oh, it seems so obvious now. The mountains mean more than what they seem at first glance, but are also beautifully simply for what they are. You know, I think one sees something new each time one looks at truly beautiful things.
Miss Franklin? Rosalind, are you there?
But she wasn't there, was she? She was too busy snowshoeing and enjoying things like nature and small woodland creatures.
I mean, didn't she feel that something was at her back? A force greater than she was?
You mean us?
No, I mean fate.
Oh, what's the difference?
And then she'd come back.
Gosling, more to the left. I said the left.
I am moving it to the left.
More, you have to move it more. We're simply not aligned.
Oh, don't step there, Miss Franklin, please.
Damn it.
You can't move through the beam like that.
If I have to do everything myself, I will. I mean, don't you understand? I will simply go mad if we don't get a better image soon. So let's get it done, Gosling. It's as simple as that.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
What was that?
I mean, I said I'm here to help you. I just don't want to...
What, Gosling? Don't want to what?
I was going to say endanger myself, but I didn't. I could have said put myself in harm's way. Could have said that even though we didn't know it for sure yet I could feel that the way that beam cut through my flesh. Instead I said, yesterday's photographs were better, the best yet. Did you see them?
Of course I did.
There was a little crowd around them this morning, marveling at them, at the detail you captured.
Was there?
Absolutely, they were enthralled. It's quite gratifying, really. You should feel.
Oh, but they need to be so much clearer, Gosling. If you're ever to find the structure.
I know.
It's going to get to the heart of everything, Ray.
But you still need to sleep occasionally. Don't you? Or don't you need any?
We can call it a night if you'd like.
You mean, why don't I call it a night?
They were really enthralled, were they?
Oh, like chickens clucking around a new bit of food.
Go home, Ray.
So long as you promise not to
What?
stay too late.
I promise.
You're lying.
Yes.
Did she really do that?
All the time.
And you didn't?
I couldn't. It was like speaking bad French to a French person who insists they're not speaking in English, just to show you you're not good enough to speak to her in her own language. And then she'll walk over you in any language, anywhere.
She did know a lot of languages.
That's not what I meant.
I know.
Then there was this conference in Naples, spring of 1951. And it was typical enough. Everyone pretended to be terribly interested in everyone else's work. My lecture was on the last day and the room was nearly empty. I showed a few slides, explained why we felt DNA was worth studying as opposed to protein, and then packed up my things. I was about to leave, but then a young man with really very odd hair blocked my path.
I'm Dr. Watson.
Hello, Watson. Can I help you?
It's Dr. Watson, but no matter. The thing is, I was fascinated by your presentation.
Well, good. Thank you.
It makes me think, more than ever, that the gene is the thing. I mean, we've got to get to the bottom of it, discover how it replicates itself. And so we needed structure. Your slides convinced me that this scanning should be done, that the shape is regular enough and it can be studied.
Yes, I believe it is.
It is incredibly exciting, isn't it?
What is?
To be born at the right time, there's an element of fate to it, don't you think? And I don't even believe in fate.
You said your name is?
Watson, and I was wondering if maybe I could work with you on nucleic acid at King's. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but
This is a bit presumptuous. Have you even met before?
I'm 22. I already have my doctorate from Indiana University. I'm currently doing research in Copenhagen on the biochemistry of virus reproduction.
And?
What I'm trying to say is that the photographs from your lab were brilliant. I'd like to learn crystallography.
I am not even positive that I know what we are talking about.
When I was 5, my father told me that religion was the enemy of progress, a tool used by the rich to give purpose to the lives of the poor.
But rather bold assertion to make you a 5-year-old.
He said the worst thing is that it eradicates curiosity because it solves everything. So in my house there was no God, which meant I needed to go looking for my own set of instructions for life.
Okay.
And what I happened to find in birds.
In birds, did you say?
My father would take me bird watching. In time, I learned to distinguish 2 different birds by the tiniest of detail. I saw how the males would court the females by singing the most elaborate of songs. Sometimes the female joins in and it becomes a duet. Sometimes he sings just for her.
I'm sorry, but I don't really see the relevance.
I saw that the natural world is full of secrets. And no one, least of all me, likes knowing there's a secret without knowing what it is. So I decided I would crack them, work them all out. The secret's Morris. I can call you Morris, can't I?
Well, no.
And the biggest one out there, the biggest secret, the gene. Of course, it's all I can think of, all I can see, and I want in on it.
You do you?
I've got to get in the race, Wilkins.
What race are you referring to, Watson?
The structure of DNA, obviously.
There is no race.
Linus Pauling's on it, out at Caltech,
Well, he doesn't have the sample I have, or the photographs.
or the photographer.
That's right.
Was it the biggest mistake of his life? Without question.
People assume I must feel it was, not taking him on and becoming partner. After all, maybe the 2 of us would have, maybe later my name would have rolled off the tongue, been the answer of the questions in an occasional pub quiz. I don't know. What happened, happened.
After our conversation, I approached Lawrence Bragg at the Cavendish, who took me on immediately. I was partnered upon my arrival with a scientist named Francis Crick.
Do you prefer Jim or James? Jim sounds more American to me. But how about Jimmy?
How about I tell you and you don't have to keep guessing?
I like that idea. As a child, already sure he wanted to become a scientist, Crick confessed to his mother that he worried everything would be discovered by the time he grew up. She assured him that this wasn't the case. And from that moment on, he was single-minded, which is truly impressive. I mean, I don't think I've set my mind for 5 minutes more than in my entire life without wanting first to put the kettle on or to find that letter my brother wrote to me 3 years ago from Wales. Or try to remember that song that was playing in the dance hall when the girl walked in who looked like she might almost be willing to talk to me.
Hello, Dr. Wilkins.
Hello, Miss Franklin.
And how was your conference?
I hear from Gosling you're spending some late nights here.
I'm just doing my work, Dr. Wilkins. Nothing more.
May I see?
What?
Your work.
Why?
We're partners, aren't we, Miss Franklin? Aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So let's have it then.
Well, for one, I fixed the camera.
The humidity is no longer an
It's
issue.
no longer an issue.
How did you do it?
It was simple, really. I used salt solutions.
And the salt doesn't spray the DNA.
No, it did. I assured you it wouldn't, and it didn't.
Well, I'm impressed.
There's no need to condescend.
I wasn't. I'm seriously impressed.
But that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be. I used the simplest of chemist techniques.
Whatever you did, it was wonderful.
What's wrong with you, Dr. Wilkins? You look flushed.
I do feel a little warm.
Maybe you should sit down.
Yes.
All right, that should do it. I'm sure you're ready to go back to work now.
How can we get anything done if she's constantly making me feel as though I'm being impolite to her? No words, offensive.
Oh, I think she's just settling in.
Did you know Linus Pauling's on DNA now, Gosling?
I didn't.
As I said, we really must push forward.
We will.
All I have been is kind to her.
So maybe kindness isn't working.
Kindness always works with women, Gosling. I'm a trifle concerned for you if you didn't know that.
Gosling, could you get that?
Chocolates? Dr. Wilkins, you shouldn't have.
Oh no, therefore...
I know who they're for.
What is it? Yes, Wilkins, can I help you? What is that?
May I speak with you
About what?
privately?
Well, all right, but quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I got you these.
what are they?
Chocolates. I bought them for you.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why?
Oh, I suppose because I think things between us haven't got off on a good foot, on the right foot. I wanted to,
We've already started again once, haven't we? How often will we have to do this?
it's just that, I mean, I'd like to have an easier relationship with you.
We are not here to have a relationship, Dr. Wilkins.
Oh, I didn't mean relationship in the well, I meant a working relationship, an easier partnership.
Was your wife cold?
I beg your pardon?
Was she cold?
I don't know what you're referring to.
You do, I think. After all, how many wives have you had?
One?
An American who refused to return with you to England after the birth of your son.
Yes.
So, was she cold?
She could be.
And I'm not her. We're not married. You don't have to try to win me over. In fact, you shouldn't try to win me over because you won't succeed. I'm not that kind of person.
I'm just trying to
What?
be your friend.
I don't want to be your friend, Dr. Wilkins.
You don't?
No.
Well then, enjoy the chocolate.
Dear Dr. Franklin, I hope this isn't out of turn, but I want to let you know how immensely helpful your images have been. The work is going on well, incredibly well actually. This morning I realized that for once I didn't feel plagued by the lack of direction, by this persistent question about what to do with my life and whether I made the right choices. I have made the right choices. I just love. I mean, does the X-ray camera ever seem to be an extension of your own eye? As though you and you alone possess superhuman powers that allow you to see into the heart of things, to understand the nature of the world, as though it is a secret no one else is meant to know? I do, and I think you do too.
Dear Mr. Casper, thank you for your letter. And yes, I do share some of your ways of thinking. It's nice to hear that one isn't alone.
And then Wilkins gave a lecture and referenced his DNA work.
I didn't say it quite like that.
He announced to great applause that all the X-ray patterns he made indicated a clear central X, a helix. And it wasn't pretty. The aftermath, I mean. Not the helix. The helix was beautiful.
Flushed with pride, are we?
I beg your pardon?
X-ray patterns you made?
It was just a manner of speaking. Everyone knows who's on the team, that there is a team.
Well, I don't know which X-ray patterns you were looking at, but the ones I took, it's certainly not clear that there is a helix.
It's like you're unwilling to see it.
Dr. Wilkins, I was told before I came to King's that I would be in charge of X-ray diffraction. Given that, and given the credit you seem bent on grabbing all for yourself when you deserve none of it, I would suggest, and would certainly prefer, if you went back to optics in your microscopes, a field no one would begrudge you because, quite frankly, no one really cares for it.
Why are you doing
I
this?
simply don't understand why you would state something, why you would tell a crowd of people, no less, that something is true when it's not.
It might be
Oh,
true.
it's self-aggrandizement at the cost of any kind of integrity.
You want our funding to continue, don't you? Don't you?
I'm just not terribly impressed by you is the thing.
Oh,
You're not, you don't command my respect.
that's it.
I agree, that's it.
No one has ever spoken to me in this way, and I don't deserve it.
Neither do I.
Neither did I. Not that it mattered.
Would you look at these? How do you like that? How do you like that, Gosling? Well,
What?
just look at them, Ray. Jesus.
I see two different X-ray patterns.
Yes,
One is much more diffuse than the other.
yes.
What?
Don't you see? They're both DNA. It exists in two forms.
A form and B form. The hydrated longer one was B and the shorter, replicable one A. It turned out that before they've been looking at one on top of the other, well, like a man and woman making love, at the point when one body is indistinguishable from the other. It made them virtually impossible to study. But now, Rosalind had discovered how to separate man from woman, how to brush them off and get them out of bed and really see them naked before us. This achievement alone secured her place in history.
Oh, her place in history.
Her place in history?
Well, it should have.
And its significance wasn't lost on Wilkins.
Could you please ask Miss Franklin if she would mind terribly if I were to work with her on the A and B forms of DNA? I have some new samples and I think we should collaborate.
Miss Franklin, Dr. Wilkins would like to know if you might consider...
Please tell him that I will not collaborate, and I don't appreciate his desire to infringe on my work.
She says she will not collaborate.
And why is that precisely?
He knows perfectly well.
She says you know perfectly well.
My lord, what's there to be afraid of?
He says, my lord.
I'm not afraid of anything.
She says she's not afraid of anything.
I mean, I simply will not have my data interpreted for me.
I really have had enough of this.
I agree.
I mean, I can't take it anymore. What's more, your antipathy is distracting everyone else in the lab.
We'll work separately then. I'll take the A form, you can have B.
Maybe I'd like A.
Morris, you're being ridiculous.
Fine. B it is.
And so Rosalind did her work, painstakingly, paying attention to every detail, every discrepancy.
You see, she was suddenly a few steps away from the structure. But Rosalind didn't hypothesize the way Crick and I did. She proved things. And proving things, as all scientists know, isn't, well, for one, it isn't fast.
Either the structure is a big helix or a smaller helix consisting of several chains. The phosphates are also clearly on the outside and not within.
Did you hear that Linus Pauling is working on DNA again?
I didn't.
Well, he is.
Good for him.
I think Wilkins wants to speed things up, make a model. The others are making a model, you know.
If you'd like to take a day off and build a model, Ray, you're welcome to do so. I'd suggest a train or an automobile. Those tend to reflect reality quite well.
You see, to Rosalind, making a model was tantamount to negligence. She needed to do all the calculations first, to sit in a dimly lit room and do the maths. So what ended up happening was that she and Wilkins both sat in separate dimly lit rooms doing maths. Unsurprisingly,
Wilkins got lonely.
I wasn't at all lonely.
And so he'd visit his old friend Francis Crick in Cambridge. A brilliant new scientist had just joined the lab there too. Me.
another pint then?
Oh, why not?
Yes, why not? This is practically a celebration. I don't think I've seen you in what, months now? You've been neglecting me, Boris.
I know. Tell me, what have you been up to? Still on those hemoglobins, Francis?
Oh, well, actually,
But we're so enjoying hearing about your work.
it's true. We know all about our own work.
There's no fun in that.
It's nice to be here, I must say.
Is she really that bad?
Worse.
The Jews can really be very ornery.
You're telling me.
Is she quite overweight?
Why do you ask?
James is many things, but subtle is not one of them. So you must forgive him over and over and over again.
You don't have to apologize for me, Francis.
Oh, but I do.
All I asked is if...
You see, he imagines that she's overweight. The kind of woman who barrels over you with the force of a train.
Or a Mack truck.
No, she's not like that. No, she's like...
To Watson and Crick, the shape of something suggested the most detailed analysis of its interior workings. As though by looking at something, you could determine how it came to be, how it gets through each day.
So tell us more about these recent photographs.
Well, they're getting clearer. Every day I think I see more and then I wonder if my mind's playing tricks on me.
So you really think it's a helix?
Jim,
The thing is, She's keeping me from my own work. And she has all the best equipment, not to mention the best samples. She's holding everything.
It looks like a helix, Morris.
What? Oh, yes, a helix.
Perhaps you should build a model.
Well, no need to be hasty about it.
It doesn't matter either way. She's opposed completely to models. She doesn't think there is any way they could reflect reality at this point. Mere pointless speculation.
But is speculation always pointless?
I think as far as Rosie is concerned,
She doesn't sound particularly rosy to me.
Does she know that you all still call her that behind her back?
are you joking? She'll have a skin.
Oh, I can't wait to meet her.
Oh, trust me, you can wait.
He didn't have to wait that long. That winter, King's held a colloquium on nucleic acid structure. I was there, well, I made coffee at the colloquium. That was my contribution. It was November 1951.
As we all know, a nucleic acid is a macromolecule composed of chains of monoatomic nucleotides. Now, this nucleic acid, which I shorthand as DNA, exists in two forms.
I wonder
Let's
what
show
she'd
that
look like
slide.
if she took off her glasses and did something novel with her hair.
You may be onto something, Watson.
All right, there it is.
I mean, she could
Look
possibly
closely
be
at it.
attractive if she took even the mildest interest in her clothes, but appearances aside, she's not engaging.
If you
I'll grant
examine
you
it,
that.
you can see the transition from A form to B form in this hydrated sample.
When we shook hands, her handshake was far too firm. There's nothing gentle, nothing remotely tender about her. She's a cipher where a woman should be. That said, she's not fat.
So busy analyzing the speaker, they didn't hear what she was saying. That she stated quite clearly that.
Based on these calculations, we can be sure that the phosphates exist on the outside of the molecule. There is no question that this is the case.
And when Watson and Crick made their model a week or so later, everyone at King's was invited up to see it. After all, it was based on our work.
Wilkins, what do you make of it?
Where's the water?
It's nice to see you too, Miss Franklin.
DNA absorbs at least 10 times more water than that.
Is that right?
I don't see how a molecule is as if you imagined it. It could even hold together.
How so?
The phosphates have to be on the outside. Furthermore, the X-ray data has not proven that the molecule is indeed helical.
You just don't want to admit that it's right.
It's not right, Watson. It would never hold together, not like that. Perhaps if you had told me what you were working on only a few weeks ago, I could have helped you with it. But you didn't do that, did you? And why not? Because you knew perfectly well it wasn't yours to ask about.
Boris,
Be quiet, Jim. He's right. You should have told him.
why? It's a free country, isn't it?
England? No, not
Hey, even if the model is wrong, I don't really see what the big deal is.
Then perhaps you should return to your country where theft and burglary are upheld as virtues. In fact, it's how America came to be, isn't it? In Britain, we don't believe in actually turning our sinners into saints.
Hey, if you have a problem with George Washington, don't take it out on me. I'm just trying to do some science here.
You call that science?
Well, you're not trying it the right way. And you're too young, and your hair needs attention.
Hey, I'm not too young.
For my part, I quite like his hair. I think it's got character.
It was a disaster, an embarrassment, the model I mean. The Cavendish ordered Watson and Crick to stop working on the DNA.
An oddly satisfying disaster, wouldn't you say that?
I would, Dr. Wilkins. It was oddly satisfying.
What bastards those King's boys can do, the way they condescended to us.
Boys and girls.
Right. I don't know how they put up with her. They make quite a pair. I mean, I love them dearly, I do. But even at university, Wilkins could be quite a patronizing practice.
Oh, come on, Francis. We'd be gloating too. What if it'd been the reverse?
It will be one day. There's not a chance of going back to hemoglobin diffraction patterns.
That's the spirit.
What do you mean?
I've gotten through to you. Not everyone can win.
I don't want to win. I just want to do the most interesting work I can get my hands on.
And how do we get our hands on it?
I don't know.
No, I think you do.
You really don't have to worry about me, Mother. I'm just fine. I always have been, and nothing is different now. Yes, well, tell Father the work is slow going, but of course he's busy, but so am I. Yes, I'm managing to sleep. No, I'm not too lonely.
Miss Franklin!
I've got to go. Yes, Friday night. Goodbye.
Miss Franklin,
Yes, what is it?
you just have to see it. It's so well amazing.
Show me. Gosling.
It's incredible, isn't it?
How do you like that? How do you like that? I've never seen anything quite like it.
Photograph 51.
Photograph 51.
It's certainly a helix. The B form is certainly a helix.
The B form certainly looks to be a helix.
Looks to be.
And she stood there, staring at the photograph as though she was looking in a mirror, but suddenly unrecognizable to herself.
Did any chimes go off in her head? Was there any singing?
And then
She opens
She
the drawer
put it
and
away.
hides it away.
Well, shouldn't we show it to Wilkins?
Don't you want to celebrate, Gosling? We should celebrate.
Celebrate what? I see no cause for celebration.
Oh, you can have a little fun, can't you, Morris? After all, we know how you like your games and jokes and things.
Do I?
Why don't you give us a little speech?
I beg your pardon?
Go on then.
A speech about what?
Oh, be creative, Morris. You can do that. Come up with something out of thin air. Can't you? I don't know. Why don't you tell us about your fondest moment in your scientific career?
The fondest moment?
Ray, does it seem like you're just repeating after me?
What is it precisely that you want me to do?
Just do something, Morris. Something. You never commit to anything and it torments me.
Does it?
Can't bite it.
I think Dr. Wilkins is just trying
Oh,
to...
come on, Ray. Whose side are you on?
Oh, I'm not taking a... I'm not on any side. I'm not on anyone's side.
You're behaving a bit like a banshee, Miss Franklin.
Just celebrate with us.
But what are we celebrating?
It's amazing, Dr. Wilkins. Really, what...
Have some faith in me. There is something to celebrate. Take a leap of faith.
As if you would ever do that. I mean, my God, can you even hear yourself? The irony?
I take a leap of faith every day, Morris, just by walking through that door in the morning. I take a leap of faith that it'll all be worth it, that it'll all ultimately mean something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you wouldn't.
You know, you really are unspeakably difficult. I've never encountered a woman with such temerity.
Well, perhaps it's that you haven't encountered very many women.
As you well know, I was married.
And maybe that's over and done with for a reason.
Oh, no. No. I refuse to get into this with you.
Dr. Wilkins?
No! I refuse to disclose the depth of my wife's cruelties to you. The lengths she took to keep me away from my son. The words she said that repeat over and over in my head like an infernal radio show that will never end. I will not get into it. I'm not that kind of a man. Whereas you want to work with someone different, someone who can happily stay in high dudgeon with you day in and day out. Well, I'm sorry. I am not that person. I am sorry. Life is and has always been unfair. That is its enduring hallmark.
Morris,
A leap of faith. It's almost funny because you would never. No. It has all got to be solved and resolved. There can be no room for error, no room for humanity. Really. That's what you leave out of your equations, Miss Franklin.
That night, I slipped Wilkins the photograph. I did think it was his right to see it. I knew it was the best photograph we had.
Dr. Franklin, I graduated today. As of this morning, I was still a student, and a mere few hours later, I'm not. I feel like one of my own X-ray exposures, one that took ages to set up and wasn't all that promising, but managed to yield something, a little something. Really, I don't believe it. Neither could my parents. They kept saying, "Don, we thought you would never finish." But they were happy, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I just felt like telling you that I owe all of this to you. And I was wondering, do you think, I mean, is there any chance that I could come and work with you, for you, at King's? It would be a great honor. Maybe there is a fellowship that I could look into.
dear Dr. Casper, my most heartfelt congratulations. I'm sure you realize how important semantics are. This title that's now been conferred on you, it means windows have been flung wide, letting in the cold night air. That street lamps would blink on you as you walk past them. In 1945, when I got my doctorate, I thought those letters you've now encountered would have the same value for me. But of course, you and I well know this is not the case. I'm not complaining about it. One can't focus on such things, and I don't.
You are so remarkable, Dr. Franklin. I really hope you don't mind my saying you are so remarkable. I don't know how you exist in the environment in which you find yourself.
I just do my work, Dr. Casper. I've realized the best thing is to just do one's work and not worry so much about anything else. It doesn't matter anyway.
But it does matter. It did matter. You can't be in a race and ignore it at the same time. That's where she went wrong.
You told her she was remarkable?
I did.
And what is a race anyway? And who wins? If life was the ultimate race to the finish line, then really, we don't want to, shouldn't want to, should we?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or maybe the race is for something else entirely. Maybe none of us really knew what we were searching for, what we wanted. Maybe success is as illusory and elusive as, well, Rosalind was to us. Or maybe it exists only in our conception of it, and then always just out of reach, like Tantalus and his horrid ribs.
See? Gobbledygook. It's amazing we've got on so well for so long.
It is amazing.
In January 1953, we got our hands on a report Pauling had written about nucleic acid structure. It was wrong. He was wrong about the phosphates, but the simple fact of his writing it meant that he was working on it in earnest, which meant he would get it.
We all knew it was a matter of time, and not much time at that. Watson went to London, but he didn't tell me why. But I had a feeling.
Good morning, lovely Rosalind.
What are you doing here?
It's nice to see you too.
Good knock.
Do you know what I have with me?
How would I know?
Pauling's manuscript.
All right.
All right?
Look, I really was about
Pauling
to...
is going to be publicly humiliated in 2 weeks when this gets published, and you don't even want to see it.
Why would I want to see it?
To gloat for one, you should see Bragg. He's walking on water these days. Linus isn't going to beat me this time. You see, Pauling made some of the same mistakes Crick and I made. He's proposing a triple-stranded helix with the phosphates on the inside.
That's what this rush to publish does. It means our publications are littered with ridiculous mistakes.
Do you think DNA is a helix?
Look, I'm happy to arrange a time to sit down with you and discuss my findings, but right now is not possible, unfortunately.
Morris says you're anti-helical.
Morris has no business saying who or what I am.
Ah, so you do think it's helical.
I think it might be.
Are you sure you're interpreting your data correctly?
What did you just say?
How much theory do you have?
Why are you here?
To
Jim?
share?
Is that so?
I don't know. I thought you'd be interested in the manuscript. I thought
Yes.
we could talk.
But you've never shown any interest in doing that before, which leads me to believe that you're here to insult me. That, or you're not aware of the fact that you're insulting me, which is perhaps worse. Do you think that if you demoralize me, I won't get it done?
Get what done?
The work, Jim.
I think you'll get it done, or I think you might get it done. But to do that, you have to compensate for the things you're lacking, and maybe I could do that.
Do what?
Help you.
Really, if you wouldn't mind
What
leaving.
I mean is that if you had theory, you'd understand how these anti-helical features in the A form are actually distortions. That what you're seeing is in fact a helix. Because I think it is one, Rosalind. I have this feeling that's divorced from reason, that I can't explain. I mean, it's deeper than... I mean, if I've known anything for sure in my life, this is it.
You must sleep so easily with that kind of certainty.
No, I don't sleep. There's too much to think about. You know there is. It overwhelms you, and I can see that. So, share your research with me. I mean, you're not going to get it done on your own.
Get out.
Be reasonable, Rosalind.
Get out of my lab.
There's no need to get so
I'm
upset.
not upset. I'm not upset. What I am is none of your concern. Just go
Why won't you even consider, hey, what is all this about?
out
Okay.
and stay out.
Okay.
Down the hall, Watson was with Wilkins, or Wilkins was with Watson. If it weren't in poor taste, they would have been holding hands.
Don't be absurd.
I wasn't.
She really is a right old hag, isn't she? I mean, the way she lunged at me, I thought I might get hit.
A complete disaster. Did it to me once. And all I was doing was trying to be congenial.
Me too.
She takes everything so seriously.
One needs to be more light-hearted sometimes. Every now and then, at least.
I know.
I mean, I can't believe this is what you had to put up with. It's really more than one should be asked to do.
It really is.
It is.
And it's all such a shame
What?
that we are not actually partners. I suppose I ruined it before it even began.
How could you have ruined it?
I was unfriendly, I suppose.
Oh, come on. You're one of the friendliest men I know.
I know. I mean, I'm pretty friendly. I've never offended anyone else.
She must be crazy.
Maybe she is, or maybe...
What?
I don't know.
Well, you're better off without her. Why collaborate with someone with whom it's impossible to get along with?
Work for one. I mean, you should see some of her, this photograph of the B form, for instance.
What photograph?
This one.
I need to...
What?
Go, I need to go.
Just like that. James?
In the double helix, Watson later wrote, the instant I saw the picture, my mouth fell open and my pulse began to race. It was photographic.
You can't leave just like that. James!
On the train back to Cambridge, he sketched the image in the margin of a newspaper. He stared at it. He stared at it some more. When the train pulled in, he stopped for a moment to notice two warblers perched atop a station lamppost. He was sure he heard their song as he ran like a wild man down the rainy streets. And then he arrived.
What is it?
The Nobel.
What?
The answer.
What's the answer?
It's a double helix, I saw it.
Where?
At King's. And we have to build another model right now. We have to start right now. We've got it, Francis. It's ours. They're sitting on it and they don't even know it. It's ours. This is how we're going to get to replication.
But I don't quite understand.
There's no time to understand. We just have to start.
Well, at least let me finish this cup of tea. Such a lovely cup of tea.
Francis.
Oh, well, all right.
But that's not how it happened. I didn't just give him the photograph. He asked for it.
No, I don't think so. You offered it up like a leg of lamb we'd share for dinner.
I did.
And that same week,
Don Casper arrived.
shortly after getting his doctorate, Dr. Casper was awarded a fellowship with us at King's. Apparently, one of the scientists here had gone out to bat for him, so to speak. I can't imagine who it was.
And this is Miss Franklin.
You are Dr. Franklin?
That's me.
Well, hello. It's funny. I imagined you differently.
How did you imagine me?
He didn't say. He couldn't say that he'd imagined her dowdy, a woman whose exterior mirrored her seriousness.
Oh, just fair or maybe blonde?
You thought I was blonde?
I don't know, yes.
You know I'm Jewish though.
Yes, so am I.
That'll make two of us at King's.
I have left the States, haven't I?
Yes, I suppose you have. And how was your journey?
His journey was fine. So, shall we?
It was fine, a little tiring.
Yes, it must have been.
It's strange to meet someone with whom one
Yes,
has...
we should get to work then, shouldn't we?
Yes. I think work is the reason why we are all here. Isn't it? Isn't it, Miss Franklin?
It certainly is, Dr. Wilkins.
4 days later, Frick invited Wilkins for a Sunday lunch in Cambridge. He found, when he arrived,
I hope you don't mind that I invited Watson too.
No, of course not.
What can I get you to drink? David's making a roast, but it won't be ready for an hour or so.
Anything is fine. Whiskey?
Whiskey it is.
So, how has it been lately with you-know-who?
Don't ask.
She's working hard.
Same as always.
People never change, do they?
No. And I wonder sometimes if perhaps I shouldn't move, to the countryside. I can't really, that is to say, I haven't met anyone in London. Have you met anyone here? I suppose women? Do you meet women?
One whiskey.
I've met a few women here, I'm sure. Of course.
Met being the operative word. They take one look at him and then, how would one describe it? I suppose there's a brief period of whispering, after which time they end up leaving the pub, because one seems to have left her hat at home or some such nonsense. No. It's more likely that James would solve the secret of life with better woman.
Now, why do you say that? It's just that none of the women here happen to appreciate my sophisticated charms.
Francis, do you remember Margaret Ramsay?
You think I could forget Margaret Ramsay?
She was...
One of the very few women in science at Cambridge. And he was absolutely smitten by her. And then one night, they were sitting at opposite ends of the room, talking about the typical things one talks about. And then out of nowhere, he tells her that he's in love with her and kisses her. Poor sort, doesn't take her out, get a few drinks in her and kiss her. No, he tells her he's fallen for her and then continues to sit there waiting for some verbal reciprocation of his love.
And then what happened?
After a very long silence, she stood, said goodbye and left.
See, women expect men to fall upon them like unrestrained beasts, despite their murmurings to the ground. They want to feel that you don't want to keep your hands off them. Morris has never understood that.
I suppose what I'm wondering is, how do you and Odile, how does it work so well?
It works because she doesn't know that he ogles every other woman who crosses his path.
I don't. I mean, give me some credit. Sometimes I do much more than Otto.
But you love her.
What is this, 20 questions?
Of course I love her. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I'd do without her. I can't even imagine that life. And as soon as we have some money, we're going to have gats of children.
Oh God, how many is that?
Well, at least one. What is it, Morris? Is something wrong?
Well, I don't know. It's just that I'm starting to think that there might come a point in life after which one can't really begin again.
That's right. It's called birth. After that point, what's done is done. Which leads us nicely into a discussion of genes. So, shall we discuss how is the work going?
Yeah. The work. That is the most important thing, isn't it?
Do tell us what our little ray of sunshine is keeping busy with these days.
Wilkins, old boy, are you sure you're quite all right?
Anything new on her docket, if you don't mind sharing, that is?
I honestly couldn't give two damns. I'm happy to tell you all I can remember.
Well, good. Isn't that good, Crick?
Yes, it's good.
So, let's see. She's writing a paper at the minute. She might never finish it. The woman writes so slowly to begin with, and lately she's been a bit distracted. Infuriating, really.
What's it on then?
Recent photographs, I'm sure. As you saw, they were the best yet.
Yes, they were good, very good. And is she building a model?
Starting to entertain the idea, which is actually something.
Is she? I didn't know that. Francis, did you know that?
I didn't know that, Jim.
She has so much information now, she can no longer completely avoid it.
What kind of model would she make?
One of B. It turns out A is no longer viable on its own. So essentially A and B have become hers. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it happened. And yes, a model may come out of it someday.
Oh, well, good.
That's terrific for her. We wish her well.
Yes.
You do?
Of course.
But how do you feel, Morris, if...
What?
I mean, what does that mean to say?
He wonders if you'd be opposed to our trying one more time to get at the thing.
You want to build another model?
Would that be all right with you?
We wanted to ask you first this time, since it really is your thing.
They neglected to mention that they had already begun.
You really should get to it yourself, old boy. You could do one too.
It's a super idea. You do one too.
I can't do one, not with Rosie around. It's her territory, her material.
So that's grand. You'll do it if Rosie ever leaves.
Yes, grand. She's bound to go sometime after all, isn't she?
And we'll get started on ours, as long as you give us the go-ahead.
I can't tell you what to do.
Yes?
I didn't know you were interested is all. In doing it yourself. Not again. Not after what happened the last time. I mean, weren't you sufficiently embarrassed?
Boris, if I hid out after every embarrassment, I'd probably never be able to leave my room.
And his room is an embarrassment. Utterly filthy. Why do you think he's here all the time?
Hey, Odeon's roasts aren't that bad.
You take that back. It's super.
Almost as tender as a pint.
Okay, that's enough.
Look, if I had known you were going to do another, I wouldn't have
What, Morris?
said so much, I suppose. Or shown you.
Then things moved quickly. Quickly, especially by the standards of a PhD student for whom everything moves slowly.
Watson and Crick got hold of the paper Rosalind had written. It was confidential.
It wasn't confidential. Another scientist at Cambridge gave it to us after it was circulated to a committee over which he was presiding.
Well, it wasn't published, that's for sure. And it included her latest calculations confirming that the B form was helical and the diameter of the helix. Information that became critical to your work.
I'm sure we'd have gotten there sooner or later, even without it.
So would have we done, with the benefit of your work. You had ours, but we didn't have yours.
There was no we as far as you were concerned, and that was the problem.
Anyway, it doesn't matter how they got the paper, only they got it.
Would you excuse me, Doctor? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just,
And Rosalind didn't know that she should be in a hurry. Neither of us knew.
oh, Dr. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I was just,
It's fine, Rosalind.
what happened? You got your degree and somehow I lost mine?
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Franklin. It's just.
What?
I like your name. Rosalind. Rosalind.
Why?
It's warm. It makes me think about coming inside to a fire after a walk in the bitter cold.
Only an American would come up with such a line.
But I'm not warm. No one thinks I'm warm. Ask anyone.
Listen,
Yes?
would you have dinner with me?
Dinner?
No, not like, just dinner, something very casual.
I don't think you understand that nothing in Britain is casual. No. Everything here is filled with meaning. No one will name or indulge. That's why I much prefer Paris.
But I would think it must have been very hard to be in Paris.
Why is that?
I don't know. After the war, it must not be too friendly to...
Oh, yes. But you just have to get by, don't you? That's all one can do. You can't constantly be thinking about that all. I imagine it would destroy you.
It would. I'm certain it would. Have dinner with me.
I'm afraid there just isn't time, Dr. Casper.
For dinner.
Right.
In the meantime, Watson and Crick were working at breakneck speed.
After looking at Rosalind's report, they made a conclusion she had yet to draw. That DNA consisted of two chains, running in opposite directions, a pair of endless spirals that work together but will never meet.
That's how it replicates, Watson. That's how it works.
Each strand is a template, and in each template is another helix, and on forever.
Do you know what this means?
Yes. I mean, no.
It means large homes in the countryside without leaky radiators. It means suits tailored to fit. It means my mother will politely stop asking me why I didn't go into law or medicine. And I don't have any regrets about the way my life has turned out.
It means textbook publishers will call to make sure they have the correct spelling of our names.
Yes. And you can choose any woman as your wife, and my wife will look at me differently.
It means there will always be the means to keep doing this forever.
You're almost there, Watson. We are so close.
Mid-February. Watson and Crick were all of a sudden being very friendly. They invited everyone to Cambridge. Well, everyone except me. And then acted strangely cheerful.
Rosalind, so good to see you. Come in, come in.
You're looking particularly lovely today, particularly vibrant.
Hello, Jim, Francis, Morris.
And you must be Dr. Casper.
Oh, please call me Don.
Now, what is so important that we come all the way here?
Just the pleasure of your company, Mr. Franklin. On a lovely winter's day. Nothing more.
Why not wait out the winter doldrums together, by a warm fire maybe, sipping the finest Cambridge has to offer?
You'd be silly to waste a day like this indoors. And I certainly won't, not after being cooped up on the train all morning. Will you come with me to the garden, Don?
Of course, Rosalind.
She's different.
Oh, not to me. Still the same old...
Come now, let's be kind.
I've always been kind to her.
Oh,
I have been nothing but kind.
oh,
What was that?
oh.
What?
Don't you see?
See what?
Sometimes you can be so blind, Jim.
Oh, I can be blind? That's a funny notion.
He's in love with her.
In love with whom?
Who?
No.
Undeniably.
Oh, that's quite a theory, Francis, but do you have any proof?
That's not the way we work now, is it?
Francis, Don, just had the most fascinating idea.
Oh, really? About what exactly? About helices
He was
or...
proposing that isomorphous replacement could be used with the tobacco mosaic virus.
Oh, it's not so far novel.
No, it's a first-class idea.
So you'd put atoms of...
Lead or mercury or something heavy.
Into the virus protein to see what the difference would be between the X-ray patterns. The X-ray with the atoms and the one without. That would determine the structure. It's very clever.
Soon enough, we'll be making a model, right, Rosie?
She doesn't like being called Rosie.
I don't mind it.
And she doesn't like making models.
But are you thinking of making one?
And how much longer will you be in London, Casper?
Not very much longer, I'm afraid. This fellowship is just a couple of more months.
Shame.
It is.
Yes. Shame.
Quite a shame, yes.
Wilkins, you old rogue.
What?
Francis, I do believe you're right.
Right about what?
Let's move into the sitting room, shall we, Jim? You go and help Odile bring out our new tea set, and then we'll sit and have a nice cup.
Why should I help her? She's your wife.
Just go.
Don't be fooled. She was not distracted by me. Rosalind? No. She continued her work slowly and methodically and in increasing isolation.
Can I get you anything? At least a cup of tea.
Gosling, if I were to tell you that it seemed to me that A form of the DNA is not helical, what would you say?
I'd say you're testing me.
How so?
Because if the A form is not helical, then neither the B form can be helical. And yet we're confident that it is.
Yes.
So you were testing me.
You always need to rule out the wrong answer, eh? Don't forget that.
So then what's the right answer?
What is the right answer?
Are you asking me?
Do you know it?
No.
Then I'm not asking.
Watson and Crick struggled with how the four bases fit into the picture. Did their parents work together, or were they distinct from each other?
You can't be tired. Are you really tired?
No, I'm wide awake. I'm just training fatigue to keep you on your toes.
Are you kidding? I can't tell if you're kidding.
I can't believe it.
February the 23rd.
Gosling, can you come here? Gosling,
Oh, what is it?
what are you doing over there? Playing solitaire?
Oh no, I was just...
What do you think this is nursery school? I mean, we have work to do.
But you haven't
Please
been
just
wanting
stand
to...
here, will you?
Okay.
No, that's too close.
Oh.
Still a little further.
Okay.
I need you to be standing further away so I can think.
Okay.
Yes, the A form and the B form are helical. They have to be.
2 steps away from the solution. 2 steps away. She just didn't know it yet.
It's late. Why don't you go home?
I'm fine.
Fine. You're staring. I can tell you you're doing nothing more than staring. Go home.
No.
Or let me look at it. Is it the basis? Are you thinking about the basis?
I'm thinking about how I've come to the end of thinking. Oh, there's nothing left.
You're exhausted.
Not exhausted. Blank.
This rarely happens to you.
It never happens.
Never. You think if you give an inch, it all take a mile. Is that it?
It's true, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Then you two have come to the end of thought. You should go home, Morris.
I could.
What?
We could talk it through. It might help.
For a moment, everything stopped. Different ways our lives could go, hovered in the air around us.
You know, I think I am going to call it a night. I haven't been home before midnight for a fortnight. And really, what's the point of being here and not getting anywhere?
And then there was only one way where everything would go.
Good night, Morris.
Good night.
February the 28th, 1953. A barmaid made her way through the Cambridge snow to open the Eagle pub for the day. Watson and Crick were holed up like birds in a cage that was about to become the world.
They must pair off. The hydrogen bonds formed between pairs.
Adenine always goes with thymine, cytosine with guanine.
Whenever there's one on the DNA chain, there's always the other.
Yes.
Like a team. A successful team.
And in the meantime, in a quiet Italian restaurant overlooking the Thames, where waiters stay out of people's way, Rosalind wondered if she was on a date. She couldn't be sure. She had never been on one before.
I'm glad you didn't change your mind. You know, I really thought you were going to change your mind. I hope I didn't take too much of your time.
My time.
Right.
To be honest, I'm not sure anymore how terribly valuable my time is. Maybe I haven't been allotting it to the right things either.
You don't know.
Well,
You're serious.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
Haven't you heard the story about the woman physicist who had to sneak into Princeton's lab in the middle of the night to use the cyclotron? And you probably know women aren't even permitted into Harvard's physics building.
Yes, I know that.
And yet here you are, doing amazing, no groundbreaking work, and still you aren't sure you're allocating your time correctly? I can't think of a better allotment of anyone's time.
I don't.
Well, I do.
Should we get some tea then?
Rosalind, I have a confession. You may not like it.
What?
I hate tea. I hate it. I mean, I really, really hate it. I can't even pretend I like it.
Well, that is pretty bad. I think I'm rethinking everything I ever thought about you.
What did you think about it?
I thought you seem balanced.
If by balance you mean always about to take a horrible misstep and have it all come crashing down around me, then maybe...
No. See, I've never had balance.
No.
No.
You've been happy.
Of course. Of course. I mean, otherwise, why would I have
Why would you have won?
continued on, I guess, in this way?
Right. You wouldn't have.
Right.
You know, I have this theory. I think the things we want but can't have are probably the things that define us. And I've spent more time than I would like to admit coming to this pretty simple conclusion. So I hope you don't mind, you don't think it's completely talking about, I don't know, yearning?
Yearning.
I mean, what do you want, personally?
So many things. To wake up without feeling the weight of the day pressing down. To fall asleep more easily without wondering what it is that's keeping me awake. To eat more sprouts, more beetroot, to be kissed, to feel important. To learn how to be okay with being with other people. And also how to be alone. To be a child again, held up and admired. The world full of endless future. To see my father look at me with uncomplicated pride. To be kissed. To feel every day what it would be to stand at the summit of a mountain in Wales or Switzerland or America, looking out over the world on a late afternoon with this man sitting across from me. Or to feel it once.
But instead, she said,
I don't know.
It's two strings. The bases go in the middle and the phosphates on the outside. It has to be.
And we match the larger bass with the smaller one. Crick.
Wait. Don't say anything.
Is this okay?
there's no science that can explain it. Loneliness.
Rosalind?
They match, Francis. It works. I can't believe it.
It's life unfolding right here in front of us.
Rosalind?
It's the loneliest pursuit in the world, science. Because either there are answers or there aren't. There's either a landscape that stretches before you or there isn't. And when there isn't, when you're left in the darkness of an empty city at night, you have only yourself.
I'll get you help. I'll bring you somewhere.
Doctor,
Yes.
thank you.
Please don't attack me.
Don't worry, I won't do it again. It wasn't easy for me.
When they said they had something to show me, I had a feeling all the way out there on the train, the world seemed to move very quickly as though passing me by.
Well,
Say something, Wilkins.
I have 2 tumors, twin tumors. Twins scampering around my body on tricycles, dropping handfuls of dirt as they go. For a moment, I think of naming one Watson and the other Clark. Crick. But no, I tell myself, Rosalind, dispel the thought. No, I have ovarian cancer. A tumor in each ovary. One the size of a tennis ball, and the other a croquet ball. And they are indeed an efficient pair.
You're really just going to stand there gaping after all this?
let's have something at least. Come on, give us something.
I think you're a couple of old rogues, but you may well have something. I think it's a very exciting notion, and who the hell got it isn't what matters.
An exciting notion. It's the secret of life, Wilkins.
But is it? Is it really, Jim?
Rosalind, listen to me.
Why, I'm not sure there is much else one could choose to see on those x-rays.
I'm going to find another hospital.
Just go home, Don. I'm fine here.
How could I possibly think of leaving you here all alone?
But why would you stay?
Because I like you.
You like me.
Dear Miss Franklin. Now, Rosalind, no. Dear Dr. Franklin, I was so sorry to hear about your illness. I'm sure you'll come out on the other side of it and be back at King's in no time. Really, you haven't missed much. Things have been exceptionally dull around here. The equipment is gathering dust from disuse. It's been raining non-stop, of course. Watson and Crick discovered the secret of life. My teeth hurt in the mornings just after I wake up. Dr. Randall sends his regards. We all miss you. We trust you'll soon be well. Yours, Morris Wilkins.
Can you believe it, Francis? I mean, can you really believe it?
I can't.
Why do you seem so tired? I can't sit still. I'm energized. I want to take on everything now. The world. Everything. The women, you know.
And you will.
Francis.
You will. I'm just tired, I think.
But wasn't it worth it? Now we'll never be forgotten.
Never,
That's right.
never forgotten.
Francis.
Truly, all I ever wanted was to support my family, to do science, to make some small difference in the world.
Is it really so awful that you ended up making a big difference instead?
Odile has taken the guest room as her own. She moved her things into it slowly, gradually, over the last 6 months. She was clever. It was only when nothing was left I realized she was gone.
I'm sorry, Francis.
Thank you, Jim. It means a lot to me.
Morris, what are you doing here? Why on earth are you sitting in my office in the dark?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were still in...
I escaped.
You what?
I don't intend to spend any more time in that hospital. If I'm going to be in a dank, disgusting little room, I may as well be here, where I might even get some work done before I die.
Please, don't say that.
Why not? It's not pleasant. It makes you think about your own life, the inevitability of your own death.
Yes, all of those things.
Well, no one can protect you from those.
Now I suppose not.
We lose. In the end, we lose. The work is never finished. And in the meantime, our bodies wind down, tick slower, sputter out.
Like grandfather clocks.
Well, this has been a rather pleasant conversation.
Rosalind,
You know, when I was 15 or 16, my family, we went on holiday to Norway, in the Alps. One morning, we woke at 4 and started up Stallgarten. Mother couldn't stop complaining. It was too early, too cold, until she looked around, that is. Because there we were, in the middle of a cloud. And we walked through it for what felt like an eternity. And there was no one else. There was no earth, no complicated history, no war about to unfold, just us, walking through this particular morning, watching the day begin. At the time, I told my father that I was moved by the natural beauty of our world. Clouds, frozen crystals of ice, suspended in the air, evaporating just before they hit the ground. My father looked at me in a new way. He said, yes, that was true, but really, we were seeing God. My father, who never believed, a man of science through and through. And when the sun rose and the cloud lifted, we walked out onto the glacier and he wept.
you know, I've never felt that the two have to be at odds.
And yet they are intrinsically, unavoidably at odds. So, they really got it, did they? Our friends.
Yes,
And is the model, is it just beautiful?
yes.
Well, we were close, weren't we? By God, we were close.
But we lost.
Lost? No, we all won. The world won, didn't it?
But aren't you at all?
Yes, but it's not that they got it first. It really isn't. It's that I didn't see it. I wish I'd been able to see it.
I suspect you didn't allow yourself to see it.
No, but with a little more time, I think I would have.
A few more days even.
So then why didn't I get those days? Didn't I deserve them? I mean, if I'd only...
Be more careful around the beam.
Collaborated.
Been more open, less wary, less self-protective.
Or more well, more self-protective.
Been a better scientist.
Been willing to take more risks, make models, go forward without the certainty of proof.
Been friendlier,
Or born at another time.
a born man.
But you'll see, the work never ends. Next month, I'm going to go to a conference in Leeds with one of my colleagues from Paris. We're going to drive there, stop off at a few Norman churches along the way.
Churches?
Oh, I do love the shapes of things, you know. I love them even before they mean something.
But she never went to Leeds. Rosalind was 37 when she died. It was a particularly cold April that year. There was frost on the streets in London. The Alps stay snow-covered well into June.
No, I won't have it.
Eulogies about her focused her single-minded devotion to work, the progress she made in her work, the lasting contributions she made through her work.
Stop that. I said stop that right now.
I can't. It's what happened.
It's the tricky thing about time and memory. I tell my grandchildren, whole worlds of things we wish had happened are as real in our heads as what actually did occur.
Stop stop that right now. We start again, at the beginning, this instant.
So you do have something to apologize for. Is that it?
Not if we start again.
You've got to be kidding me, Wilkins. I mean, you won. Your name on the Nobel Prize, remember that part? For God's sakes, it was the finest moment in your life.
No, it wasn't. We start again. Just us this time. Please, please. You see, I need to...
What is it you need, Morris?
There's something I need to tell you. It's important.
Then tell me.
I saw you that day when you went to see the winter sale at the Phoenix.
This is what you needed to tell me?
And I wanted to join you. I got into the queue to buy a ticket.
All right. So what happened?
It's not what happened. It's what could happen. Now,
What are you talking about, Morris?
January 1951. This time I attend the play. I see you across the theatre. This time we make eye contact and afterwards we meet in the back by the bar. This time I say, did you enjoy the performance? Kilgood was excellent, don't you think?
Yes. Very lifelike. Very good.
And the incredible thing is that we're both there, watching him, experiencing the very same thing together,
It is incredible.
both watching.
And when Hermione died, even though it was Leonce's fault, I felt for him. I truly did.
Come, poor babe, I've heard but not believed.
The spirits of the dead may walk again.
And they do. I love that Hermione was not really dead, that she comes back.
No, Morris, she doesn't. Not really.
Of course she does.
No.
Then how do you explain the statue coming to life?
Hope. They all project it. Leonce projects life where there is none, so he can be forgiven.
But don't you think it deserves to be forgiven?
Do I forgive myself?
What? For what?
You know, I think there must come a point in life when you realize you can't begin again. That you've made the decisions you've made, and then you either live with them or you spend your whole life in regret.
And I have spent my whole life in regret.
Well then, perhaps we should have seen the play together or gone to lunch.
Would that have changed things?
We'll never know, will we?
Ladies and gentlemen, photograph 51 by Anna Ziegler. Presented by Bangalore Little Theatre. Allow me to introduce our team. I'll start from there. Crick is Solomon. Watson is Abhijit. Morris Wilkins is Sanjeev. Rosalind Franklin is Annabelle. Gosling is Nevin. And thank you, I'm Sridhar Ramanathan, part of Bangalore Little Theatre. Thank you. We'll be happy to open up for some discussions. This is your thoughts on the story, how it was presented, what you guys felt. Happy to hear. I could hear a lot of sympathy towards the graduate school, which is expected to be natural, right? But we thought, of course, you know that there is a fictional element to the way the events happened. It's been dramatized. So we'd love to hear what you all thought about the story. Any comments, questions that you have? BLT did a stage production of this, what is that, 2017?
2018.
Just before
COVID.
Yeah.
2018.
We did. We had some shows on it. So we actually built, a lab on stage. We also had, it was very interesting, and it hit us because the lab kind of turned out to be Crick's house as well. So the same round bottom glasses were also used for pouring whiskey. It's ethanol, so there's a lot of chemistry that we did. But that's what we did, and we had an X-ray lab with the red light. IASC gave us a small old X-ray crystallography machine that we put on the stage, and we had a light that went on which said when the X-rays were on. A lot of good fun that we had doing the play. But so right now, when your director said, please, we want photograph 51, we offered a reading, which we thought would, because this play suits a reading as well. That's how we came to be here, but happy to hear your thoughts. Any comments, questions?
Just a very quick one.
Yes.
What's the planning for American?
No, actually that was my choice. That's what we did.
That's correct. It
Yes.
was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Having known the story, read the story, I don't think I've ever seen a better depiction of the entire scenario.
Yeah, it's a lovely story. Thank you.
I'll do my best, sir. Next time.
Thank you. No, no. As in internationally, probably yes. We did it one time, which is why I offered this for Professor C.N.R. Rao's 90th birthday. We were very early at that point of time, so we did a sitting reading. But this time we said, let's do something that's standing that gives us more energy. And we want to, and we were going to ask you if it makes sense for us to take this around the city and,
Yes.
as a reading.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you.
It worked amazingly well. You really want to take it around.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I'd like to say thank you on behalf of everybody here, because I met Dr. Sridhar.
You can just call me Sridhar.
And I wanted the play. You said we'd have a reading.
Yes.
I think I echo what they said, that it's been an amazing presentation of facts as they were at that time and its dramatization. I think for all of us who work with genetics, it's been great, because we all do bits of genetics. Some are in patients, some are in the lab, and DNA sort of integrated to this institute. So thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for the
I felt that without any stage props or anything, you actually took us that time. I could actually see that, feel the time that all this happened.
Thank you.
So, it's a
Sridhar, I thought you were an incubator and incubatee. I never knew this side of the thing.
This is the other hand of it.
Pleasant surprise to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You wanted to say
that this Rosalind Franklin story, continue to be discussed forever. The amount of new information, you probably saw those two papers in Nature saying Crick's personal correspondence, apparently which had been thought to be lost, has just been and the other thing is these articles in Nature saying, what did Watson and Crick steal, in quotation marks, from Rosalind? And one other thing that interested me is something that Harish Chandra, the Indian mathematician, said. This is in his biography in the Royal Society, biographical sketch. And there he says, not about this particular episode in science, but generally. And he goes on to say that I have often pondered over the role of imagination versus experience in the act of discovery. And he feels that experience limits the flight of imagination. And it seems to me that all the data that Rosalind Franklin had, and to some extent Wilkins, limited tied them down from flight of imagination. And that's what Watson had.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah. So the flight of imagination is something that they should be credited with, not so much the data.
actually, Bangalore Theatre has a program called History of Science. Right? So, History of Ideas, sorry. And in that, you take, so for example, I did a play, I directed a play on Srinivas Rama, and that was 2014. Most recently, we completed a run on Galileo. We did direct Life of Galileo. So we take scientific, there was a play on Newton. So we do take plays that are a part of the History of Ideas project. Some of these things, there was a play on the, we dramatized Siddhartha Mukherjee's book, The Emperor of Maladies. So we told the story of cancer as such. So we do this periodically, but if there are no more scientists, pardon? So we, sometimes what happens is we either write the scripts or somebody has written, he gets it. So in fact, the part of what the new management committee in BMP is planning to do is to invite scripts for us to do. Because writing a good script is also very, very good. But if there is a script here, if you can, books, yeah. No, I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, if you can point out, we'd love to hear about it. I mean, I read, Mendel comes to us from, was it Big Standard, literally on what he did. Every time you read it, there is a different perspective of him. The last I read was Dr. Siddhartha Mukherjee's book. Again, every time he's like, oh, he was like this, and it will change. But love to see if there's something around.
Well, two of the traits I think he worked on was just mapped and published last week.
Is that right? What did you read that? I will look it up. Oh, okay. Love to see that. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Inherit the Wind.
Yes.
Is the story of
Correct.
monkey,
That was actually
the monkey
in
trial.
collaboration with Jagriti.
Jagriti,
Yes.
Wonderful. I attended.
So you did. Okay. Thank you.
On the same theme, perhaps
Yeah, I will check that out, sir. Thank you for that. Yeah, you can look at that.
Can I please come back to this play?
Yeah, sure.
How does the history view modesty score, modesty music? So the feeling that we got was, without being open, intentionally or unintentionally, the results were given to him. And he got the Nobel Prize. Obviously, he did some work, but unfortunately, Rosalind's work was sort of stealthily, I don't know if that's the right word, was given away. So how does the history?
See, there is a gray area there, to be honest, right? Because you don't get, unfortunately, Rosalind Franklin passed away by the time the Nobel Prize was given. Yeah. So one could potentially argue, because as you know, in the Nature, there were two papers back to back. Because that was the playwright has taken a particular viewpoint, and rightly so. But when they got the Nobel Prize, if Rosalind Franklin was alive, it would have been very, very clear that she would have also got it. I don't think they would have this. They don't do that. I believe that.
Considering look at, having seen the role that you play so beautifully, you really thought you should have got a posthumous award. You did very well.
So it's very possible, but we had this debate. In fact, we were at IIC, we went to a crystallography lab, we tried to understand how those small helicals, how they measured the distance and how they measured between this, just for us to get into a little bit of understanding of what is happening. But it is something that, it is one of the most unfortunate stories. But having said that, I read the play portrays Rosalind in a particular manner, right? But there were she left King's College, and then she went on to do other work. She was very well regarded, especially, I don't know the